Maintaining the BMS blivet is extremely simple. Regular maintenance is required to ensure that your blivet will operate correctly. Maintenance tasks are divided into weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually. Weekly blivet maintenance. Open all blivet lids and perform a full visual inspection of the blivet. Does anything look or sound unusual? Check the blivet control panel. Are any of the switches or overloads tripped? If so, try reactivating them. If they continue, refer to Troubleshooting section of your blivet Operation and Maintenance Manual or contact a fitter. Observe the incoming flow. If it appears to be continually high, investigate the cause. Is surface water getting into the sewage system? If the blivet is fed by a pump system, make sure that the pumps are set to pump smaller amounts regularly, rather than large amounts occasionally. If the high flow is due to the volume of sewerage being generated by the premises connected to the blivet is probably overloaded. Contact BMS. Visually check the settlement in the inlet and outlet sections of the blivet. If there is a lot of solids carrying over, or the final effluent is of poor quality, the blivet may need to be desludged. View the blivet desludging process in the quarterly checks section of this video. Grease the plumber blocks every 4 weeks via the remote greasing points. Numbers vary depending on blivet size. It normally requires 2 squeezes of a 400-gram manual grease gun at each greasing point. If grease is oozing out of the tube at the top of the plumber block, it is probably full. The blivet plumber block should operate full of grease. Check the growth on the rotors. The outside of the rotor should normally be covered in a thin brown-red surface biofilm. It normally takes 2 to 4 weeks from blivet startup for growth to develop. Visually check the quality of final effluent by taking a sample. If it contains a large amount of solids or is highly discolored, it indicates the blivet may require desludging or is overloaded. Outlet samples should be taken at a sampling point after the blivet outlet. Make sure not to disturb solids that may have settled in the sampling area. Some blivets are fitted with a sarin filter in the final settlement area. If fitted, this filter should normally be washed and brushed once per week. Switch the sludge return pump on at the same time as cleaning. Check the outlet and recirculation hand stop position. High flow, outlet hand stop 100% open, recirculation hand stop 100% closed. Medium to high flow, outlet hand stop 75% open, recirculation hand stop 25% open. Medium flow, outlet hand stop 50% open, recirculation hand stop 50% open. Low flows, outlet hand stop 25% open, recirculation hand stop 75% open. Monthly blivet maintenance. Perform all weekly tasks and the following additional tasks. Check the drive motor. Remove dust from the air fin at the back of the motor. Turn off the blivet at the control panel. Lift the blivet sludge return pump and remove solids from the bottom of the pump if any are present. Switch the sludge return pump on by clicking the timer to the on position. Make sure there is a flow at the inlet end of the blivet. Quarterly blivet maintenance. Perform all weekly and monthly tasks and the following additional checks. Switch off the blivet at the control panel and grease the yellow cases. Number will vary according to the blivet size. It normally requires 3 to 4 squeezes of a 400 gram manual grease gun at each greasing point. The blivet yellow case should normally be full of grease. Switch off blivet motor in the control panel via switch in control panel throughout desludging process. Sludge return pump should be switched on to pump down the final settlement area during desludging by moving the timer to on position. Make sure sludge return pump timer is switched back to automatic mode when final settlement area is pumped down. Desludge at the front and the back of the blivet, making sure all solids are removed from base of the unit. Spray down or clean primary and final settlement areas. Do not clean the outside of the rotors. Yearly blivet maintenance. Perform all weekly, monthly and quarterly tasks and the following additional tasks. BMS can carry out yearly maintenance task. Contact BMS for a quote. Check all rotor shafts and bearings for wear and alignment by removing the tops of all plumber blocks. Number will vary depending on the blivet size. Completely remove the old grease from the plumber blocks and replace with new grease. The plumber blocks should operate full of grease. BMS recommend high pressure lithium complex grease for best performance. Check the plumber block holding bolts are tightly screwed. Check all sprockets and chain couplings by removing yellow cases. Number will vary depending on blivet size. Completely remove the old grease and replace with new grease. The yellow cases should operate full of grease. BMS recommend high pressure lithium complex grease for best performance. Check the oil level in gearbox and top up if necessary. Refer to your operation and maintenance manual for a suitable type of oil. Inspect all GRP tanks and lids for damage and repair. Replace if necessary.